Hello, everybody. How are you this beautiful Sunday? How you doing? Hello, everybody. Start off with the tarot, but you know what? That's what the spirit is leading to. Guys, today, a doe again. A doe, a deer, female deer. Was sitting in my backyard. Yeah. First I take all of this. Was sitting in my backyard again, like last Sunday. So I looked up the meaning of the doe. So this is what happened. Walked into the bathroom and there was a black and white spider. That black and white spider. Now I don't like spiders. Look, if it's a possibility that you might crawl on me, you got to go, right? But I will save a spider because I don't want to kill you. I want you to just go and get up out of here, okay? That's the intention, is please leave. Don't come into my domain. That's the thing, right? So, in my process of trying to save it, I killed it. And I didn't mean to do that. And the black and white spider has some significant meaning as well, right? So I'm going to pull it up too. I'm going to pull it up. In the background, we have I just released 6 new singles, but in different ways. Well, actually more than 6. But it's 6 original songs that I wrote and produced and composed. But also some very amazing instrumentals that I produced that bounced off of that. And as you know, on this channel, we choose to be guided. So listen, however you are guided, go there. I thank you for all of those who are new and coming. Thank you and welcome for being here. I'm glad to have you here. And if you are returning, welcome back. Yes. This is the Channeled Volume 1 that we're listening to, that we're going to be listening to today. First I put these back. So this is, we already have it already laid out. So one thing that we know here, as we choose to be guided here at all costs, so that we can come into the fulfillment of our life's true purpose, so that we can really realize a life of true happiness, true joy, true peace, and love, right? This is what we do here. We pay attention to all synchronicities and signs. They mean stuff. It's time for us to live intentionally, being very conscious of our surroundings and what's around us. Things just don't show up for no reason. That's not how life goes. There is a reason for everything that is happening in your life. And today the message is, there is peace and compassion that is wanting to come into your life, and it needs you to accept and receive. So there are some very subtle things that are just coming, things that are dropping in your life. that maybe you're not paying attention to because it's just a bird, right? Or it's just a squirrel that just walked across your path at a moment in time, and it's just a squirrel, right? It's just a butterfly. It's no big deal because it's just a butterfly. It's just this, it's just that. But who this message is for, take what resonates and leave the rest. These things that are showing up in your life, the sound that just happened at a certain time, the light that seemed to flash right before your eyes and you weren't even paying attention, but then all of a sudden you thought about it. Maybe you thought about it later and not at that moment in time, but then later you remembered that moment that bell rung, that flash of light flashed before your eyes. So Spirit is saying, pay attention. The divine is really giving you signs because these things are not happening for no reason. Today, again, a doe showed up in my backyard. The doe is still sitting there. Been there for hours. Seems to be doing quite well, enjoying itself, sitting there resting and doing what it's doing. Every now and again, I'll go out and I'll look. I've been outside, walked on the deck. I looked at it, got pretty close, and it's still just there. But this doe was here last week. And at the same angle, in the same position the doe is sitting there, there was a black and white bird. A little black and white bird that I had never seen before showed up last week. I hadn't seen it. And so today I look and the black and white bird is there as well. So when I mentioned the black and white bird, which I'm going to post that video, but when I mentioned the black and white bird, because, hey, I'm like, wow, the black and white bird is here too? It made itself known. The doe looks up at me and then looks up at the black and white bird. And then looks back at me. And at the same time that the same thing happened last week, there's a white butterfly that flew across at the same time. The same thing. The things that are happening in your life is not for nothing. So I look up the deer, the doe. The doe is a female deer. Deers don't usually sit down and just, especially when there's noise or conversation, they are up out of there. They're going. They have to feel very safe and peaceful. This doe has been sitting there just as comfortably, like as if it's at home, for hours. I decided to leave it be for a moment, and I said, okay, I'm going to go and do what I have to do here, but hey, thanks for coming. What do you mean, right? What do you mean? The meaning of a doe. And we're talking about today, welcome if you're here. Hello. If you're like me, and sometimes when I listen, when I watch live, sometimes I don't actually log on. I'm in the background. Yeah, this is for you. I didn't call you out. Yes. So listen, let's look at this deer. What is the doe? Okay, it's a female deer. And we're going to look up the spiritual meaning. I want you to pay attention to the things that are happening. Those things, when it crosses your mind again, it's not for no reason. It's a reason that it is crossing your mind. It is a reason why it's crossing your mind, okay? That's me in the background, the new LP channel. Check out my new channel and subscribe. I am Music Princess. Yes, in case you don't know. I was music first, okay? In spiritual symbolism, the doe, a mature female deer, is a powerful messenger representing grace, gentleness, nurturing, and intuitive awareness. Across cultures, she is often linked to divine femininity, emotional strength, and a calm, protective presence. Look at that. A calm, protective presence. Like it doesn't have to scream, hoop, holler, and scream to be magnificently strong. It doesn't have to show out, clown, none of that. For it to be powerful and strong. Grace and gentleness. The doe moves with elegance and poise, reminding you to approach life and others with compassion, kindness, and a peaceful heart. Feminine energy. She embodies nurturing, creativity, and emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. Encouraging you to embrace your intuition and inner wisdom. Innocence and purity, especially in dreams of visions. A doe can symbolize a return to innocence, trust, and a pure spirit, urging you to let go of bitterness and reconnect with your inner child. See, especially for those of you who you've been through it, and with my collective, yes, we've been through it. Many of us are chosen. Many are chosen, few are calling. And what do we know? Divine said to me, and it's also written in the book Combos with God, Make It Make Sense Please, that is also available on Amazon right now. We're done. That what you have to understand is that doesn't mean that you're like better than somebody. But the chosen are pioneers. They're pioneers in the movement of transformation. They're pioneers in the new earth. They're pioneers. And the journey is not easy for the pioneer. It's just not. It's not easy. Look at that. First one off the top, grace. Look at that. First one off the top, grace. You who glide across the waters of my soul, bring me your wisdom. Bring me your wisdom and light. Help me transform into elegance and grace. Inspire me with dignity and the spirit of beauty. The doe also represents balance of strength and softness. Just because you've been through what you've been through, and I know for who this resonates with, you've been through a hell of a lot. But you don't have to be mean, and you're not mean. I believe the doe, as she sits there in my backyard for a long time, for hours now, the message is that hold on and be okay with your loving nature. No more heartbreak for you. You allow yourself to let go of the negative self-talk that may linger as a result of everything you've been through. You've moved with grace, the Queen of Wands. You've moved with grace. You've suffered financial loss. And you have been dealing with you dealt with a lot of competition, a lot of jealousy, and a lot of ill from people. Some people you didn't even know. Some people you did not even know. And suffered heartbreak, but now there is healing and recovery. And the doe is coming here today to let us know that, listen, move with grace. There's courage, confidence, independence, focus, zest for life, determination, and joy. See, the difference between true joy and true happiness is that joy cannot be, what is this here? Okay. Joy, no one can affect your joy. Joy is not related to the things that you have outside of you. Joy is associated to abundance from the inside out. You don't care what people are talking about. You're moving about. You are moving about with clarity, with peace, with love. That's what you're doing. And as a result of that, let me tell you something. There is such a divine restoration that is coming. A divine restoration in your life. Holy Spirit, show us what we have here. A divine restoration. You've had patience, suffer without complaint. That's that moving along with grace. With grace and patience. Yes, grace and patience. Patience is not so much as it relates to time. It has something to do with time, more so than it relates to how you wait within the time. You were born to shine and inspire. Practice humility to avoid jealousy. See, because of how great you are, you've had so many people that have actually tried to comfort you, and a lot of them, let's understand, a lot of times people don't even realize what entities are using them as they are coming for you. They don't even know why, they just don't like you. But that is something that is deep within them, not something. As I talk about in Goal of the Soul, as a spirit, I should say, the spirit wrote that book to me. But I'm just saying on everything that I do. But that entity that is attached to them got an issue with you, okay? And how do people end up in scenarios where entities are attached to them? You're a nice person, you're kind, someone you're going to church, going to the mosque, whatever you're doing, and how could an entity be attached to you? Number one portal is ignorance. Ignorance of the devices, ignorance of that possibility. Low vibrational in conversation. It's so easy sometimes to end up talking about people. People are making money now, right now today. People are making money off of the calamity of others. Pulling their videos with the high algorithm of passing along gossip. Just because somebody is in the spotlight and that's the going news doesn't mean that you got to be a fool, all right? Play the fool and get in the basket with it. Because there's a whole lot that comes with that, especially in this day and age. When divine is now clearing the playing field that we've been playing on, it's being cleared of all the BS, okay? Meaning, we've been playing life as if, we've been playing tennis on a football field. We weren't even in the game. Divine said to me, y'all weren't even in the game. Like, get in the game. Half of the stuff that you think I'm worried about, I'm not even concerned about. Get in the game. Hell, can you get a jersey on so that some of y'all not even on the bench for the majority of humankind. And when I say that, what the Spirit is saying by that, we haven't known the truth to be in the game. Right? So your restoration after great heartbreak. You are a powerful creator. Your work blesses everything you touch. Be open to receiving sweetness. You are the queen of abundance. And that's an energy. Like that doe sitting out there, that's female energy, but we all possess female male. That's yin and yang. That's the balance. We put too much on the flesh, the vessels that our souls reside in. And we have to pay clear attention. So how do you end up being used by opening the door and literally knowing that it's chaos in this door, and you're opening it to capitalize off of it. Gossip can be easy, where you're just telling your situation, right? You're talking to a friend or something, and you're just talking about what's really going on in your life, and you may be talking about a particular person, but you're using that person, and you're creating an opportunity for someone else to gain a perspective that they didn't have before, but now they do, based on your perspective. But who's to say that your perspective, and not to say that your feelings and your situation is not valid? But if I'm honest, we've been so blindsided by the truth, by not having the truth. So blindsided that most people's perspectives most people have a perspective based on a thwarted view, based on someone else not knowing the truth. So then we take that and we continue to repeat this cycle that causes for there to be generational suffering, people putting their mouths on people's journeys. We have been so sedated. It's not your fault, baby, but we have. The idea of abundance. The whole idea of abundance, for example, has caused for people to really judge other people because of what they're doing, when I'm telling you, those who have been chosen as pioneers, you don't want none of that. That pioneer journey is not a joke. Most people who have been chosen, I'm sorry, I apologize. Chosen, you are going to have to let it all go. Whether you're called or chosen is going to be a calling to pull away from what you are traditionally used to. That's just what it's going to be about, because it's not just God's going to take care of it. God got me. God would never have me go through this. God would never have me go through that. Oh, yeah. But God didn't just have you to go through that. We have been in a broken situation. I'm going to post my new song, Broken for a Purpose, now that it's been produced and done. It's absolutely amazing. I want you to grab hold of that, because what's happening in our lives is intentional, because there has to be balance restored amongst humankind. There has to be balance restored. But in order for there to be balance restored, there has to be a breaking. And there has been a breaking. And there will continue to be breakings in people's lives, upon the earth, in the world. And guess what? That's a beautiful thing, because something's got to give in order for us to get to where divine's vision for humankind is realized in the earth. This ain't that. Just like when Dr. Martin Luther King came and ignited the flame of peace and upon the earth, where if you spit on me, I'm going to not spit on you back. If you hit me, I'm not going to hit you back. Because something drastic has to be done in order for there to be a change. There has to be a drastic movement, a drastic shift, so that things are repositioned. But if that move was not made, checkmate, this is chestnut checkers, we wouldn't be here today. Can you imagine us still walking and going in that revolving door? Somebody had to pay the price. Somebody had to pay the piper for there to be change that was significant enough to turn over some tables. Just like Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus did, turned over some tables. See, when you are choosing to be guided, listen, baby, if you're choosing to be guided, you are taking the path that Jesus took. You're taking the path that Dr. Martin Luther King took. Regeneration, as we're talking. As a survivor, you are unparalleled. No matter what happens, you can adapt. Embrace your transformation. Put on your new cloak. You are a master of regeneration. Listen, and the Spirit said, take one off the top. Move with fire. I choose to be unstoppable. My passion is my power. I am bold. I am brave. Mighty forces come to my aid. Listen, just like that dough sitting out there in my backyard. Now, the dough is sitting out there because the dough is showing us you don't have to fight fire with fire. That's not what we're doing. With grace. With grace. The Queen of Wands. Courage, confident, independent, focused. Zest for life, determination, and joy. That's what we're doing. But in order for there to be change, there has to be an upheaval. I mean, it just has to be. Because, and it wasn't our fault, no. God didn't do this to us, we did this to us. Literally. And it goes way back, babies. My beautiful souls. It goes way, way, way back when all of this started. What we're doing now, we're the cleanup crew. So in this generation, in this life, what we're doing is cleaning up what was done well before us. But this is a spiritual battle. Not religious battle. It's a battle of the freedom of our mind. But we don't have to battle. We don't have to be war like that. That's not how we don't have to go out like that. We don't have to go out, and we won't go out like that. But we're going to make some new changes. And you, my baby, you are very, very, very strong. Very, very strong. After heartbreak, after going through so much jealousy and competition, people don't even know why they fight with you. They don't even know. Look at that. Bring balance. That's what we're here for. We're here to restore the balance. So it's going to start in your life. Yeah, you're going to be restoring the balance. And in order to restore the balance, a lot of times you got to turn that table over. You got to turn it over. It's like, look. And you got to turn it over to spirit room. Get off it. Hey, look. If you'd have made your money talking about folks, listen. God, whatever your desire is regarding my life, let it become strongly my desire, and so shall my plans be established and succeed. They always say the nice guy finishes last. No, not when you're choosing to be guided. See, when you're choosing to be guided, there's such a protection. There's such a protection over your life, baby. The Spirit say, take a chance. You're taking a back seat in a relationship or situation, and it may end up costing you time, money, or opportunity. You need to step up and regain control once again. It's okay. Don't be mad. But step up and regain control. Speak up. As a result of you, because see, you've been through some stuff. In order for you to gain this courage, I mean, you've done, I'm telling you, that dough is a representation. You have really, with profound grace and precision, you've suffered without complaint. You've been moving and gliding. You went through a lot. You walked away from a lot. And people who have not done right by you they don't understand how you're still walking around. But But you have great wisdom that was gained in the midst of your solitude. But it's time for you to speak up. It is time for you to speak up. It is time for you to speak up. Speak your truth. Holy Spirit, what do we have here today? What do we have right now? They're taking one off the top again. Have faith. It's not always easy to have faith and trust that everything is going to be okay. Yet still, you must do exactly that, because when you have faith, your life will begin to flow in magical ways that you never imagined were possible. I was talking to my daughter the other day, and she was saying something. We had a conversation, and yeah, you're not forgiving something. Forgive yourself for your inner peace. Listen, when somebody is going through something that is so tumultuous, let's be real clear, it's difficult. It is so difficult a lot of times, especially to do that, what people are saying. Oh, you want me to be still? You want me to be still in the midst of this? Do you see how my life is? Do you see how my life is? And sometimes people who are not in a situation of peace externally, for someone to come and help them or give them help or give them words of wisdom, and you're talking love and light, peace, and go meditate and this and that, they're looking at you like you're crazy as hell, and it's also almost offensive. It's like, what in the hell are you talking about? Do you know what's going on in my life? Like, go on somewhere with that. Let's keep it real now. Let's keep it real. I get it. And that's valid. In those times, sometimes it's time. This is what I was talking to my daughter about. She was wanting to help somebody. And I say, sometimes you got to walk away and divinely pray. You have to put them on your meditation table, okay? For divine interception for that person. So divine can step in, send ministering angels towards them. You command for witches and warlocks to leave their life and cause for the veil to be removed from their eyes so that they can see what they don't see. Because unless you have already been in that state of mind of consciousness, that state of mind of meditation, it is quite difficult, to say the least, to find yourself in a pickle, to find yourself in a restless situation and try to find peace when you never adopted that type of practice. I know for me, I was taught that meditation was wrong. And many of us were. But this is what is being required of you. Follow your passion. It's time for you to step out. You are a very vibrant person. Fire is down here twice. And the Spirit is bringing you a new community. Don't brush it away. Just like that deer, that doe outside. I could have said, get on up away from here, right? It was my right to do that. I said, get on away from here. You need to go. But no, allow for your community, what divine is sending you, allow for that which is being sent your way, receive it. Go ahead and look up, what do these things mean that are showing up in your face? The spiritual meaning of this or that. Do your homework. Go look up what is the spiritual meaning of the black and white. I had a black and white spider and a black and white bird. The deer actually looked at the black and white bird when I said it. And she's so calm. She's just sitting there, you know. But when I mentioned, I was talking to her, whatever. When I mentioned the black and white bird, she looked up at it like, yeah, okay. Like that's my like that's my homie. Humankind was so busy in trying to call stuff crazy, not realizing that we've been in the crazy pen for centuries. Okay. If we only knew, right? That's why I want y'all to get combos with God, make it make sense, please. Where divine does truly make it make sense. Answers so many questions. Say, why haven't my prayer have been answered? Or why did my loved one lose their life? Why this? Why that? Blah blah blah. Even as it pertains to abundance. Not every soul that's here doing this bit is here to make billions of dollars. But if you knew why your soul is here, if you know, you can be doing whatever it is so long as it is in the lane in which it came here for, and you will have so much joy and happiness. The issue comes when we're chasing that idea that has been established for us, meanwhile running all around the court, never going into the court to play the game. Never, ever, ever, not even entering the son of a gun, because you're not even in the game. You don't even know. God, whatever your desire is regarding my life, let it become strongly mine, and so shall my plans be established and succeed. Amen. And so it is. Get in the game. And be willing to let go. Be willing to let go of what you think you know. Or what you think you thought you knew. Let me go get this. I wrote something the other day. Now look at this. Abundance came out. Abundance is relevant to your soul's true purpose. Not the cash. Now, there are people that will get the cash. There are people that won't have to do anything, because divine's going to take care of it and use other people to do things for you, or however it is. For a pure heart, not to use or abuse someone. But one thing you can't do and get away with is, oh man, don't mess with a chosen one. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Ask God, oh man, just please. Your spirit team, your ancestors, your spirit guides. Yes, the only death in life is the ego. We don't, that spirit, your energy moves on. Your energy moves on. And yes, we deal with death here. We deal with death. We do. And once you find out the truth and understand the truth, the balance, the truth of mankind, everything, although it may be difficult, you receive it in a different kind of a way. What's our message? Dependence. There's something or someone you are clinging to, and it's keeping you from stepping into your light. You have everything you need to succeed, and the only approval you need is your own. There's something, someone, it's time for you to let go. I don't want you to stress about it though. I don't want you to no need to be anxious about it. I want you to breathe, because this is something that you've already known about, and you're having a difficult time with letting go. So what I want you to do is just literally talk over that self-doubt. Look, I can't believe how easy it was for me to walk away. Wow, I looked up one day and I'm not even doing that. I'm not even there in that particular cycle anymore. Wow, this is amazing. Allow yourself to feel that conversation. Feel that conversation. Feel how it is to be free from it. And be light on your feet. Let it go. Don't beat yourself up, because that opens up another avenue and portal of doubt in your life, and that's not what we're doing. We're not doing that. No. We are not doing that. Okay, Spirit wants me to get this message here. I'm gonna get out my book. Hold on. This is actually something that I wrote, though. Handwritten. And I need to share it with you guys. Okay? And we're going to get into the divine flow deck, too, in a minute here. We're going to get into the divine flow and our numbers, okay? Whatever it is, your gift, man, you are very, 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 very powerful. Everybody who divine appoints is not necessarily nice. What you may consider nice. I'm just saying. Somebody gotta play the part to knock the ball out the park. Did you hear what I said to you now? Everybody who divine appoints is not necessarily what you may consider nice. Somebody got to play the part to knock the ball out the park. Then another thing that came to me, some news changes the whole game. Some news changed the whole game. And some things remain the same. If you knew who was really in your view, you may reconsider what you know, what you now consider as truth. Their truth, your truth, and what you called proof of what you thought you knew. High Spirit say, read that again. Some news changed the whole game and some things remain the same. If you knew who was really in your view, you may reconsider what you now consider as truth. Their truth, your truth, and what you called proof of what you thought you knew. What are we talking about? How so many people are using negativity to come up on. This whole abundance thing went to a whole nother level. It's a whole nother level. The chasing of it. A whole nother level. So, we're not doing that. What you thought you knew. What you thought you knew. You thought you know what you see. You think you know based on authoritative perspective. A lot of times people right in our face, they're not who we think they are, them alone. You think children, for example, do you think children just come here knowing how to play piano like they are Bach or something for no reason? No, because that soul is old. That's not just a thing, that's a real thing. Their soul has been coming back to this joint over and over again, hoping that they will get with somebody that's going to listen to the divine, its internal map quest. Appreciate the spirit guides and ancestor spirit realm that is there for you, backing you, entrusted you with the baton, praying to God you pay attention so that it can continue its flow and divine mission. The flow and divine mission. Spirit want me to share. Let me share this. Let me give you a vision. This is the soul. First of all, let me pick this up. Oh, Spirit, keep it here. Okay. Imagine the soul. This is the soul that's inside of you. Okay? Soul is inside of you. And because of everything that you have, whatever it is that your whole makeup, okay? The good, bad, the ugly, the phenomenal, and the things that you wish that you would just really not let go, right? That you could have just left, you could have just lived without it, right? The soul flowed with you. Just like how the forest and the trees, you know, there's a tree planted, a plant planet, and then all of a sudden it's just whole big old forest. You don't have to necessarily come in and plant every tree and every flower and plant that's in the forest. No, it just takes on a life of its own. Synchronicities and the parallels that life has offered us, because it is literally all energy. Divine said to me, everything is energy. So the soul is here and it's flowing. It connected to you naturally because it feels, you have what it needs. It may need to drop some baggage off that it done picked up from past lifetimes, and certain energies are flowing with it, and it needs to do what it needs to do, and you are the one that it needs to do it with. So it was intentional. The flow was intentional. This is for the divine souls. The soul's path was intentionally came right to you. Now, in the state of the mind of humankind right now, we all over the place. So we're doing whatever we want to do. We're not listening. It came solid. The soul knows what it is. The soul is never lost. The soul knows exactly what it's doing. The divine soul. Let's be clear. We'll talk about that later. The divine soul knows exactly what it's doing. Never lost. You may lose it in the sauce of you because you're not paying attention. You're not listening. So the soul is banking on you following how you're being guided. It is banking on you to listen. Like lights on. I did a show once. I'd rather be myself to be homeless than for my soul to live in an abandoned house. That's like a soul in a corridor of a building. This is the lifetimes. In a corridor of the building and never going in the building. In a revolving door. The soul did not. At the end of the day, the soul, the divine soul. I'm going to give y'all a crash course. Okay, Holy Spirit. The divine soul did not come in this lifetime for no reason. Everybody has a different path. Your path is not somebody else's path. It's like your soul has its own mission. You are more connected to your soul's genealogy than you are to what we consider as our family and DNA and etc. But there is a purpose that your soul came there so that it can get with you, and it needs you to come. Now, the soul may be coming and passing by for a little bit, for a long time, however it's coming, okay? But the soul gets in this vessel. It's like getting in an Uber. Let's say an Uber for, you get into an Uber. Can you imagine getting into an Uber? You know that you ask it to go to the left, but the Uber is going to the right. And the soul, i.e. the soul, you, sitting there in the back seat of the Uber saying, hey, dog, look, I said I want to go to the left. Did you not see the instruction on your app? I'm going left. I'm going to the east. Why are we going over there? And the soul is now in this space. Another person, another lifetime, and not listening. And if you don't listen, this flow is going to continue because you know why? Because God's vision for humankind will come to pass and will not return void. We're supposed to be serving and living life to the full. We're supposed to be learning and growing and in the Garden of Eden some dang on where that's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be really enjoying life and exploring all of the opportunities, and God didn't make that mistake, and there was no mistake. But guess what? So many examples that we have, even in those movies, when they sit up and make a robot, and they're like, okay, the robot is made, but then the robot become a monster. But see, God's word will not return void, and God is not a liar. So God also said, I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna let y'all do this. I'm gonna let the flow happen. Because at the end of the day, no matter what you're talking about, guess what? God's vision for humankind will be fulfilled. Period. That's facts. But it's banking on you listening. So when some of you may feel restless because it goes against the grain, and then some of you are restless because you hear divine, you hear the guidance, and you refuse to go because you worried about what somebody else gonna think, or you are just embarrassed yourself. You self-sabotage. Fear got you blocked. Maybe you were born in a family of people who live for others, who live for the indoctrination, who live for the fame and not the gain. Maybe you were born into that. I'll tell you guys something. Wow, this is time to talk. Okay. I remember talking to a gentleman who was homeless. He was 19 years old, sitting on the ground in downtown Detroit. And I sat on the ground with him. I was at that time I was asking people, why are you here? I've employed homeless, I've given to homeless, but at that time, I had not asked people why, like, let me get into that story. Because we may think, well, the answer is for the homeless, get a job. You know, get a job. Something you must have done that you didn't, that you weren't supposed to do, whatever, get a job. Well, no. That's not always the case. And honestly, for those who are chosen, the pioneers in the movement of clearing the playing field so that we can really start playing the game, oh yeah, every last one of you walking away from something. Everybody got to walk. It's the big walk away. You're walking away from what you thought you knew. And you're being called into position. Chosen into position. Chosen has nothing to do with your race, has nothing to do with your race, your social status, none of that. We choose to be guided, whatever you want to call it. They call this some kind of, look, that's the divine appointed symbol that we came up with here, this is what I was given. When you're chosen, you're going to have to go away. You're going to be talked about. People are going to talk about you. You're going to be challenged to literally not give a damn about what anybody thinks. The life of Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus, we don't bypass that. Jesus gave us the example of what you will go through. You're gonna turn some tables over because it's necessary. It's necessary in this game. Can you imagine when somebody, like I told you, we've been playing tennis on the football field. Okay, so now that there are enough people woke, God, look, the people, they're coming with the machines and they're clearing the grounds from all the little tents and nets and different things that were there, that we were playing tennis, not even playing the real game. So there's never going to be a winner in that because you're not even playing the game. You're not even on course. You're not on course. But divine's message and will be fulfilled. Word will not return void. God didn't make a mistake. But God know that we're going to turn it around. God know that we're going to make we're going to make new things. Even down to the astrology, we got to redefine some things. God said, I didn't make love and anger. Y'all did. I didn't make love and anger. Y'all made love and anger. What about love and courage? It's in the book, Convos with God. I was asking questions, man, because I've always had this relationship, but this was different. It was a takeover. But Divine was like, what about love and courage? Go look it up. God was like, go look up courage. Same mission applied. You know, you can accomplish the same type of thing with courage, because courage is strong. Courage has loving boundaries. Courage is going to handle whatever it has to handle, but it comes with that grace, like that dough. You know, we were reading about the dough because the dough was sitting in my backyard. So it was the dough. It comes with grace and strength. Why did it have to be the polar opposite of anger? That's a mother sucker that want to kill and hurt and want to do all that. Why? We did that. So yeah, there are going to be people that are going to redefine things, even when it comes to the astrological signs. You can say what you want. Oh, I don't believe in the astrological signs. You don't listen. You're supposed to be guided. All right. So when you're guided with wisdom as well. It doesn't define you. You're supposed to rise above that, definitely. Because many of us have come into life. If you came into life with a particular sign, and I'm not going to call any out because I don't want y'all to think I'm talking about you, whatever. But in the astrological sense, there are things that have already been written about you. It was already defined of your character. Less alone, now it's been defined of that character. Now, mind you, it's become a part of the game for us to have to overcome that shadow. Even in the definition, there is positive and there is the dark side when it comes to the astrological science. But there are things that have been defined in your character, and if you are in the shadow, you are in the shadow, baby. And you trust me, you go read about yourself in the book. It's a blue book. I forgot the name of it, but it's an astrological book. Go get it at the Barnes and Noble or somebody or on Amazon. It's the birthday book, and it breaks it down by day. When you're talking about your true purpose development and you really healing, God said to me, in order to heal, you're going to have to go deeper into the pain. That's a call for you to go to the depths of your soul. What is your soul? See, your soul came with a connection, which is why it connected with you. So there are people that carried your soul. There are other people in other lifetimes that carried your soul, and your soul is carrying energy from those lifetimes connected with you for you to go with the flow so that it can continue to flow, so that it's not like it's sitting in the backseat of that Uber where somebody's not listening. Okay, you're not listening. It's frustrating, and you wonder why your soul is just over it. We put all of these restrictions and restrictions on our life in terms of relationships and things like that. You can't have sex. You can't have sex. You can't do this. You can't do that. We have all these things, but what we don't realize is sometimes you done set up and done coordinated. You don't have to have sex for it to get deep, okay? You don't have to. And I don't want my video to be flagged, so I think I probably shouldn't say that. We're listening to my song, Broken for a Purpose, in the background, too. I Am Music, Princess, on YouTube, so you can listen to the song. I want you guys to pay attention to Cat Eyes, too. That song, oh my God. That original of that song was 10.17 minutes. It was actually, I'm going to call it, it was a monologue in that tone. So when I produced it, how, and I'm guided when I produce. You're supposed to be guided in everything that you do, right? Man, that song is powerful. I use a different mix too, with jazz house, Afro jazz, house jazz, and Detroit tech. That's what came to me. You'll see, and that's a lot of the some of the music and the instrumentals I produce and compose, and that intention, just a piece of it, but there's more to it than that. But yeah, we are broken for a purpose. Everything has a reason. Even this song right here, my mom told me the first song, the song I wrote, I was 2 years old. Because I intuitively write. I don't sit down and write the song. The song comes to me, and then I go back and learn it, and then I write the words, what came out of me. It pours out of me. Like a song, the whole thing, from beginning to end. And so anyhow, my mother said that she was walking in the house for church, but she was complaining about a circumstance in her life. And she was going over and over and over again with the circumstance in her life. And I was 2 years old, she was carrying me, and she put me down, and she said, when she put me down, I said, you don't praise my name. You don't praise my name. And I kept going over and over and over, singing this piece, this hook. Well, as you know, I'm the hermit 2024. That's when I went into hermit. And in that time, I was actually fighting for my life. I woke up in the middle of the night, because when it comes to me, I have to go press record. I know that something is getting ready to be born or birthed out of me, because I won't even have a conversation. I have to hit record. I hit record with my eyes half shut, and I started singing Broken for a Purpose. And then it went further another day, and I went to the restroom, and it came again, but this time the whole full song was this song here. I love, for those of you who are in music, you have a gift of music. I've had songs that I had for 20, 30 years. I wrote it a long time ago. But people were busy. They couldn't get to it, to produce it, and this and that. But I have that gift anyways, but I don't have all the gadgets. I love, one of the tools that I will suggest that you guys check out is Suno. As a writer, composer, producer, I know I hear the whole thing, and I know I'm not alone, because there's somebody out there. You have a dream or vision of music, and you think that you got to go through this, and you're waiting for a hook. Produce a song, and if somebody wants to come and do something with it, with you, copyright your music and move on and go for it. It is time for you to speak up. And you're vibrant soul. You have a community, whether it's online, whether it's in person. You may be called not to go back to where you came from. I want to live your life. Karma. There's nothing from a past life that can't be addressed in the current life. I'm telling you. There are certain things when divine beginning, because I was raised Pentecostal, so none of this stuff made sense to me. When talk about evolution, I didn't give a care about an evolution. I thought those people were a little extra, you feel me? I didn't care about any of this stuff, any of it. And this right here, come on, baby. This was called Hell Flame, you know what I'm saying? But I've been playing cards since I was a little girl. I've been pulling cards. My mother used to have a scripture bread basket, and it had scriptures in it. And man, one of my greatest things was to go and pick one of the scriptures to see what was going to come out. So in that flow of the energy, get in the game. Worry about the wrong thing. That's what you got to do. That's what you need to do. Yes. broken for a purpose. Wait till you listen to Cat Eyes. That came from, Spirit say, read it. Extraordinary. There's a wild and impetuous uniqueness to you that deserves to be honored. So you're being called out. You are so graceful and beautiful. Let's clarify all of this right here. Patience. Oh, wow, that came right out. Patience. You suffer without complaint. It says letting go. Everything is indeed out of control, and God will hold it all. I can safely let go. I remember one time when I was on the couch, full of depression. Sometimes you can get depressed because you stepped so far outside of yourself to please others that your soul is lost in the sauce inside of you. Have you ever been? I remember one time losing my daughter walking away from me. Well, we did. We lost her for a minute there at a park. And when she walked away, that was, oh my God, the feeling of that. Not knowing where my child was when there were hundreds, thousands of people everywhere. When we open up those portals of negative activity, even people that we shouldn't even lay up with or be with or whatever, the energies that are not for our highest best self, we're opening up other doors. And we can keep on inviting energies inside of us that are connected to us. Now our soul is sitting inside of us wounded. Imagine all these other, especially when we're drinking. That's why it's okay to have some fun, but don't drink till you are drunk and blacking out. Can you imagine your soul waking up in the middle of the night, waking up the next day, and you got all these energies inside of you that you've opened up the door because you left yourself vulnerable to energies. When you are sedated, that's like a squatter's house for these energies that we've created. We've created the entity energies. Read about it in Convos with God, Make It Make Sense, please. It's on Amazon right now. So after your patience, I have to say this, we created entity energies. Divine said to me, you created many devils. It's not just like, you created many devils. It's not like one person holding a baton out there causing ruckus. No. The devil is an entity energy that is doing adverse things. Remember what I said earlier, though. There are some people, like you got a divine spirit team. Let me tell you. I remember when I was depressed, like I was saying earlier, I was depressed. And I woke up and after I do my meditation, one thing I ask God is, what am I to do today? And so I write down, what am I to do today? So in doing that, I asked God this particular morning, what am I to do today? And the Spirit said to me, what do you want us to do for you? And I was confused. Because I'm like, what do you mean? See, we think of a singular motion. It's just these three people out there or something, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. As many people reference. What do you want us to do for you? So in this time that you have, sometimes in this letting go, you suffer without complaint. Write it down. Write down what you need to write down. Write down the things that are going on in your life, right? Fold it up in a sheet of paper. And this is an act of submission and just willingness to be guided. Say, God, I'm going to get this to you. I remember doing this one time, standing in the middle of my bedroom. I wrote down on a sheet of paper the things that I was allowing to really just have rent-free in my mind, going over and over and over and over and over again in my head. And I wrote these things down on a sheet of paper, and then I stood there and I imagined myself standing in front of this image of what I defined as God. And I said, I'm going to get this to you. I didn't know I was handing it over to an entire spirit team that is guided by the divine. I said, I'm going to get this to you, and I'm going to walk away. And when I walk away, I'm not going to come back in this room and pick this up. I'm going to walk away from it because I can't. I can't do it. And what that does is it puts you in a position of, first of all, that energy is letting go. And I allowed myself, I imagined myself sitting next to like a father image. And I laid my head on his lap in my mind's view. And when I laid my head on his lap in my mind's view, I cried. And I put that paper away and I walked away and I allowed for life to take its course however it took its course. But all I can tell you is that it profoundly worked out. So whoever this is for, you got to let it go. You got to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. You okay? You good? There's just so much that's going on. It's like you're not failing yourself. You're going through the course that life has you on. Yeah, some courses we put ourselves on the path. We didn't open that door. We done went into the corridor of that place, and this particular door, we can't just walk out. Now we done went in there and laid some foundations, and now we got to go through some things before we actually walk out. It wasn't just cut and dry. Oh shoot, I'm wrong room. Sorry, let me go on up out of here. It wasn't that type of thing. We've opened the door. Some of you opened the door to a door that you got to go through a maze before you get out of it. But what you must do, let's work on getting out of it without creating karma for yourself. Because you and your soul trying to get to the next level in this game called life. And you're not alone. You are not alone. Name on high. Yeah. Huh. Look at that. We just said that. Faith and guidance. And it's going to take strong faith. Miraculously, amazingly, everything I need always comes. Love is opening me to receive beyond anything I imagine. Miraculously, amazingly, everything I need always comes. Love is opening me to receive beyond anything I imagine. And that's right on top of following your passion. Guidance. When you make divine intelligence your foundation, you finally have a fixed star to follow. Just following the divine. Faith and guidance, and it's okay to cry. Faith and guidance, following your passion. That's a bold move. You understand? Faith is substance thing, hope for, and evidence of things not seen. Know that whatever it is, if it's not this, then something better. And trust the process. Don't draw conclusions on the conclusion. Sometimes we make moves out of fear and anxiety when it's really further away from what we truly desire. Okay? Getting in the seat of the flow is not all just simple, cookies and cream. Right? Yes. It's not that. Yes, we have my new song, Broken for a Purpose. Please connect with I Am Music on YouTube here. Subscribe and share. We got some playlists that are coming up. We literally just put this up yesterday. Yes, no, it's not even 48 hours yet. But we thank God for it. Because music, ha! Spirit saying music is the seat of the soul. I have fun with my soul. Surrender. Sometimes learning to surrender can feel as if you're dying. The ego learns what's hardest, to stop trying to control the whole universe. We just said, get in the seat of the flow. It's not necessarily easy. That came on vibrance. You were born. Look at that. And look at this. Get in the seat of the flow. Look at this. You see all this stuff here? Despite everything that's going on around, just getting into that flow and just getting into that. This is the first time I'm really looking at this picture, because I've imagined myself sometimes just like sitting, and I'm like, okay, let me breathe, and imagining myself just sitting down in the seat of it. You were born to shine and inspire. Practice humility to avoid jealousy. See, sometimes you got to just stay clear of certain rooms to protect your own energy and even of somebody else's, because you know they're going to have a problem. Because, see, you were dealing with challenges, competition, but divine say you persevered through all that. The protection is real up in your life, baby. And you already know. Whoever this is for, you already know what I'm talking about. You already know. We lift your name on high. Come on now. Holy name. Those of you who wish you could comment, I stopped the comments because you know why? I shut all portals to negativity, and that's like a negative energies playground. Get on there and do all kind of things. We're not doing that because we are in the seat of guidance here, and I'm just over it. So that's why it's like, no. I love you guys, and I appreciate all the likes and the subscribes and shares. I love you guys so much. My life's true purpose is to help you reach yours, period. That's what it's for. Look at that. Liberation, community. That's what came out here. You have been liberated, baby. The doubts and fears still come up. You don't believe anymore that they're you. Sometimes there are people that are projecting things towards you. No weapon formed against you will prosper. Absolutely. We already know that. If you got a bulletproof vessel, even when they throw a dart, that may throw the person off a little bit. They may fall and hit the ground, but you find out, you see in the movies and stuff, they come and pick them up, and they like, man, you all right? Yeah, lady, you all right? But because they had that vest on, they were good, right? You have been liberated, free from all the chains in your mind, and look, the shackles off your feet. It's time for you to move. I know it's scary. Pregnant in the Spirit, How to Birth a Life of True Purpose. That's also, you can get that on Amazon, and it's available via ebook now. And I think Amazon is running a sale with it, where if you subscribe with them, you can get it for free. So I want you to check that out online, Pregnant in the Spirit, How to Birth Life to Purpose, where it lets you know, especially for those who are coming out of indoctrination and you've been kind of on that fence, it helps you to understand where you are, what to expect while you're on the journey. Because a lot of the things that you're experiencing it because of you literally just experiencing what is a part of the journey. And I describe it in 4-period process of spiritual pregnancy. So it really shows you exactly what to expect while on the journey, right? In the first period, it talks about letting go, and it is so tough. It's so tough because you don't even know what happened. All of a sudden, everything in your life falls down. You're like, what the hell? And it's a lot like, it's parallel to natural pregnancy, because even in the natural pregnancy sense, our bodies have to become hormonally adjusted to the process of the pregnancy. I don't know about you, but when I was pregnant with my two children, I went through hell. I was hospitalized for months sometimes, and for a month. And nurses came home with me. I couldn't eat. I was fed intravenously. As my body became hormonally adjusted to the process of pregnancy, I suffered hyperemesis. And that hyperemesis meant I was constantly vomiting. You know, it wasn't morning sickness. It was all day and night, right? And I think everything that was significant between all trimesters I experienced, from the extra saliva, the whole 9 yards, nauseousness, it was something, right? And I look back now and I understand where that's coming from, because even in the process, as we are guided through this process of spiritual pregnancy, the intangible, dark journey that we intentionally go through so that we can get to the light. That's the only way to the light. Sitting in the dark, meditating day in and day out, shutting your mouth, don't say anything. It's not time to really talk. It's time to be still. It's time to be still. It's time to be still. And then accompanying that with opportunities of peace. Whatever your meditation music, or just positivity. Get out of your own heads. For some of you, the negativity, the hell with anybody else, the negativity is you, because you've trained your brain, it's on autopilot. So you're going to need some time to sit with yourself and really heal. Really consciously tell yourself, no, I'm not doing that. I'm walking away from that. And what seems normal, you find out that it's not really normal once you really step away from it, and then you find that it's, man, that wasn't even me. Have you ever done something and you said, that wasn't even me? Like, I don't even know why I did that. I've been there. I don't know about you. When I was smoking Black and Milds. Because I thought I was so hurt. I can't blame it on that, because that's what I did, though. Heavy. I didn't inhale. I told myself I even told myself I was like having a peace pipe. Like, because I remember when I had to go speak in Colorado, and I was sitting around the rocks with the Indians, and we were passing the pipe of the tobacco, and we were blowing. Listen, y'all, I was telling myself, because I knew it wasn't me, but it was something I felt like I couldn't shake. I was telling myself that I was that I was smoking like the peace pipes. That's what I was telling myself, okay? Whatever you gotta do, make something, shake something. Just don't beat yourself up, baby. I love Joel Osteen. I will always tell this story, because when I was beating myself up, had myself stuck in my head, did not want to even move forward with my passion, with my life true purpose, because I didn't feel worthy enough at that time, because I was doing something that I knew did not feel like me, that I knew I just wished that I could shake it, but I couldn't shake it like I used to be able to shake a Virginia Slim, walking around like I was Marilyn Monroe some dang on body. So, in the closet though, all right, in the closet. And Joel Osteen had so much love and peace, and he was like, just let it go, and when it's time for it to go, it will just be gone, and just keep moving on. And that's what I did. I listened to Joel. Joel had me still moving. The Happiness Collection would not be the Happiness Collection if it wasn't for that type of thing. I didn't need the whole indoctrinated, and you better just stop. No. That's not what I needed. I needed some love. I needed some, not to pacify me, but to love on me. Because guess what I found out? That's how divine is. Divine could care less about half the stuff to be concerned about in terms of what holds us back. Oh, I can't believe they talking about God, and at the same time they said, damn. That part. God told me, I don't care. Y'all make those words up. That's why I say get in the game, because it was on that day that I had that divine vibing session with divine, and divine was like, I don't care about that stuff. You all made those words up. It's like a form of passion, whatever that you're doing. How about y'all get in the game? How about you get in the game of life? How about you play the game? How about you put a jersey on? How about get in the game? That's not even the point of the game. You worried about the wrong thing. Okay? It's not the point of the game. It's not even the point. That's not holding you back. It's the conviction of what somebody else told you that it was that holds you back. Amen and amen. Amen. And that's the truth. Period. On that same day, Divine said to me, how do you think Tupac and Cardi B made it? And I wasn't one to watch Cardi B and all of this at the time. I was still on the fence of religion. And I thought about it, but what I knew, I said, well, they're both real. They're real. They do them. That's what I do know, is that they do what they do. Without a care or concern. Like, wow, wish I was them. Wish I could do that. Just that part. Why do you think we got the president we have? Because met with the heart of people in a certain way, because they didn't give a care what anybody thought. Said stuff somebody else wouldn't say. So when God told me about Tupac and Cardi B, and how God said, how do you think they got there? How do you think that? How do you think Cardi B and Tupac got there? I was like, being real. Exactly. Y'all worried about the wrong thing, and both of them cursed. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that was the thing with me. It seemed like I just tell people, the closer I get to God, the more I curse, and I couldn't understand it. But it was like this realness, this real experience with Divine that was so non-judgmental, and combos with God make it make sense, please. Oh my gosh. It's healing, it's loving. The conversations, the stuff, I mean, God even told me like where it originated from. Like, it was so, like, really? Are you serious? So many times I cried as my hands were channeling and the questions and the answers were coming. Like, what do you mean? The link is in the description as well for Combos with God, as well as the EPK and all that. You can go to my website, drprincess-Odilia.com, and you can get the book on Amazon. The link is in the description. Now, listen, I'm just saying, in the about section. So we have to understand, like, oh my God, look what came out. Abundance. Look at abundance. When you offer everything to the divine with detachment, you begin a love affair with spirit. I always say, man, when I went into Herman in 2024, I was like, wow. I came out like this was a romantic excursion. Like, do you really want, do I have to come out of this room? Do I have to come out? You know, like, this is heavenly. This is so amazing. Like, if the love don't feel like this, I don't even want it, man. Like, wow. Divine said Divine said, you know how you were gaslit? I was gaslit centuries ago. But listen, I want to tell you that, and that's the key to abundance, is that separation. You really stepping up with divine. Literally, I don't care what you're talking about. Don't draw conclusions on the conclusion. Just go with the flow. What was that I just read? This is what poured out of me after my meditation the other day. I'm going to read it again. Because it's true. Like, don't be mad at people. Some people were put in your life because they really needed to be there, because who else would have done it? They needed them. Now, the thing is, though, you got to make sure, but everybody paid for the karma, though. You still just try to go through what you got to go through without paying for, having, setting yourself up for karma. All right? That's the thing. Where is this? Where was this? Oh, my gosh. Holy Spirit, want me to read this? Okay. I didn't even think this one was finished, so I'm going to read it, though, because Spirit said read it. Hurt people typically spend countless time in the dark with pain, secretly shaping the person that eventually becomes who they would knowingly dare to be.
without knowing, they become eventually the inevitable person they had no other choice but to become after building so much time together alone in the dark, cultivating stories, recalling, rehearsing patterns with themselves, perfectly crafting the person they would dare to be. As an abused person, without directly confronting abuse itself, without you confronting abuse itself, you are setting yourself up for pain, and you are inevitably creating an entity energy inside of you that literally grows its own self, because we are energy. You're literally creating an entity in addition to the soul that you carry. You're molding and shaping it. You're molding and shaping it into an entity of dark matter. Before you know it, you find yourself doing things that you never even would do if you really knew. Arguing the truth, and maybe even people say, man, you did this, that, seeing no wrong in your error anymore. That's how people get turned over to themselves. They just get turned over to your own ill. Get turned over to your own ill. You feel me? Get turned over to your own ill. That's how entities are created. Those entities body jump. They look for places to devour. They look for weak-minded. They look for vulnerable vessels to house themselves. And don't go anywhere until you destroy it. Everybody who divine appoints is not necessarily what you may consider nice. Somebody got to play the part to knock the ball out the park. I'm reading what we read earlier. Some news changed the whole game, and some things remain the same. If you knew who was really in your view, you may reconsider what you consider as truth. Their truth, your truth, and what you called proof of what you thought you knew. You don't even know what you don't know. You don't know until you know, right? Have you ever heard that saying? You don't know until you know. You don't know until you know. Going deeper into the pain. Why are you going through what you're going through? How did you get there? And being willing to sit in that. When Divine told me that, I was like, are you serious? Like, what do you mean I got to go deeper into the pain, as if this betrayal isn't enough? But I loved God. But I did it out of love. Did you? Yes, I did it out of love. What do you mean? You know I'm loving. I know you are, but why did you really do that? Why did you go beyond what you knew that you, look at that, expansiveness. Why did you go beyond what you knew was comfortable for you in the first place? To please somebody? That's why you really did it. So what happened is that you did that so long that you lost yourself. Your soul was lost in the sauce of you. That's what really happened. So that's cool. Let's just go ahead and get over this. But one thing about love is honest. Love is true. Love gonna tell you the real deal. Like, you don't even have to worry about it. Love is gonna be very honest with you. Divine is gonna be very honest with you. Have you looking in the mirror like, did I do that? Yeah, you did. You did that. I used to be like, okay, I done forgave and forgot everybody, and there was no repercussion, but then I had to come into the truth of the balance. where I still forgive and I still love, and it's wonderful to love and to forgive. I didn't lose who I was. I'm still who I am. I'm still loving. And yes, it's a scary blind walk after being betrayed, and then you come and you still try to love. First yourself and trust yourself. Trusting yourself after betrayal is another beast. Because then you're wondering, like, did I, you know? So you really, really, this whole walk with divine, where you're choosing to be guided, you're attaining, you are going to have that divine protection is critical. Because honestly, we've been betrayed by the system. Period. Divine said to me, most people are going to be afraid of the freedom. That's where I'm always reminded of the movie with Harriet Tubman, where Harriet Tubman, she went back to get her sister to free her. And she said, I'm here to get you. Said upright. I'm here to get you. And her sister said, oh, I was fine. Master treat me good. You feel me? That's the cycle, the mental cycle that we've been in. Wow. Divine said, would you date the person that they describe me as, that give you an ultimatum, such an ultimatum that has been described to you? Would you date somebody like that? You have systems that put those type of people in jail. We call them like abusers. We call them, we don't talk nice about those people. We be the first ones to knock a person down. People can't even experience true love because we don't even know what it is. We're not willing to go through anything. Not talking about somebody beating upside your head. We're not talking about that. Or any other kind of way. Because there is such a thing as a walk away. Okay? Is such a thing as a walk away peacefully, gracefully. Okay, I'm gonna let you have that. I'm gonna let you do that right there. And let divine take its course. So, but divine say, y'all, would you date somebody that they describe like that, but then you will argue? Spirit say, get the book. Yeah, because there's a love letter to humankind, and also the Spirit talks about all of that. It talks about love. I cried on the chapter talking about love because it asks and demands of so many different things. Because once you know the truth and you know the balance, and you know why certain things have happened. There are people that have had literally black magic and all kind of evil things done to them. Like, I didn't know, or did I? Not only did I not know, I didn't care to know about any of those subject matters. But it is now that we are in this place as a humankind, that is the biggest war that we are in. And through great lengths, these entity energies that we've created unknowingly, through the pain and the suffering, because we've all been sedated and caged, bound from our own selves, and taught in such a way that we try to talk ourselves out of the freedom. It's no way that God does not do this or that towards, it's no way that we're not going to get lashing, that that's not the will of God. It's all good. Because the souls here are very clear and will do what has willed to be done for them, because there are enough people woke, the chosen, the pioneers, who have had to make such sacrifices, who have had to go through insurmountable situations that you wouldn't willingly go into that pit. Some of us have had to willingly walk into the lion's den knowing that we would be attacked, to break generational curses, to go beyond. We've had to walk in it, sit in it, take all of that backlash. Y'all like what you're hearing? That's I Am Music Princess right here on YouTube. We've released some singles, Some music I've had for I've had for many years. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, and composer. And I'm going to tell you one thing. God is good. All the time, right? Right here. Grief. Tears are what happen when the ice in the heart melts. Look at that. When the ice, the pain that you've been through, you went through so much pain and you had a cold heart. Yeah. Look at that nail pop. You see my nail pop off? I'm not playing. Now I ought to look that up. The spiritual meaning. Everything has a spiritual meaning. I should look at what is the spiritual meaning of the ring finger on the right hand means. Look it up. Check it out. That's a message for somebody. Literally, check it out. Right action. A paragraph literally means let everything that wants to go, go, and everything that wants to come, come. That's a poetic flow. That's walking into expansiveness. Look at that's a confirmation. That's abundance. That's divine love. First for yourself. First, that's divine love. When you offer everything to the divine with detachment, you begin a love affair with the spirit. With detachment. God, if I don't know you, show me you. If I don't know you, show me you so that I may do your will. If I don't know you, show me you. I want you to know that your mess up and or your tragedy is your product for prosperity. Never change the rule of you for another, but in the end, it will only have you. You will only have you to contend with. And will not be respected for the changes, the sacrifices that you made. Invite help. Hey. Invite the divine to pursue you. Seriously, just say, I'm finally ready, God. Pursue me. That's that divine love. God is calling you. Let it go. God, it's time for you to be liberated with your vibrant self. That's the vibrant thing. Provide guidance. And it's going to take faith for you to let go. Divine faith. Extraordinary. You are extraordinary. Such grace, you've suffered without complaint. After going through so much that you went through, suffering heartbreak, you're no longer heartbroken. You've been with the divine. But the Spirit is saying you need to still let go. You need to let go. Stop. Don't try to pick up. Especially, you know if somebody has evolved. You know if somebody has evolved. All right? Where is this one? Okay. Oh, duh. Okay. You know if someone has evolved. Just because somebody apologizes, listen here, guys. Just because someone apologizes, it does not mean that they have evolved. Those tears could be they getting their tail beat, karma, okay? And how do you know? You got to trust divine guidance. All right? You got to trust divine guidance. Because how do you know? The music that you're listening to is I Am Music Princess here on YouTube. Yes. I wrote this song in like 1999. I cannot tell you how many people, I don't know, people wanted to produce it. Did not come through. And how did I know that God was going to use me to produce my own? Right? Amen. And there's still more opportunity for the collaboration with Broken for a Purpose. It's you. Don't let anybody hold you back. Understand that everything that you're going through is a divine reason. Let's get some numbers out here. I'm gonna do something different too, guys. What is this one? Okay, this is okay. I'm gonna do something different. Something. Okay, I don't know whoever played cards, right? Spades and all that. Did you know? And you, I'm gonna let. I believe in studying to show yourself approved. Do you know that those are associated to the tarot cards too? Did you know that? Probably didn't know that. Yeah, it has spiritual meaning. We're gonna just have some fun real quick. Let's see what numbers come out for us. Okay. Woo! I know another one. Balance, what we were just talking about. And you have good love that says you are on the right track. Spiritual guides are supporting and encouraging you to give your best effort. Success is within your reach. Look at that. Another one did pop off. You cannot trust all the glue. Y'all just not deal with it. It is what it is. Success is within your reach. Stay observant of your surroundings and communicate clearly. Trust that everything will fall into place as it should. What do we say? If you have to write that thing on a sheet of paper, stand in the middle of the room and hand it over to God in your mind's eye, to the divine, your spirit team, and allow for that to cultivate there. And you go ahead and do what you got to do and let it be handled. Know that in that process, it doesn't mean that you're not going to do anything, but you're going to be guided into the direct path. Whatever you're supposed to do as a result of your circumstance, it's going to become very clear to you. God, make it plain and clear to me. So, guess what you're going to look up? You're going to look up the left thumb. All right? The left thumb. You're going to look up the spiritual meaning of the left thumb finger. And you're going to look up the ring finger on the right. Yeah, on the right finger. That's what you're going to look up. All right? Because it says a quick change. That just popped out. Growth, resilience, transformation. You're about to level up. Although it may not feel easy at first, this challenge is preparing you for greater things that align with your highest good. This is the why you've been seeking. Keep pushing forward. There's a reward waiting for you at the end of the journey. Yeah. Let's see here. Okay. Unique skills. Let's see what we, okay, that's what wants to come out. Take the one off the top. All right. That's 15. That's actually 5 and 5. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. See that? One other thing. Persistence. That's a repeat. Persistence. Act on your idea again. And quick change. And as a result of this quick change, there's look, the consistency here. Double twos. 222 is important. Because then this would also be 22, which is 33. And this is 1899, which is 18. This here is 16. But you got the 8s. Stands at the head of the podium. Yeah. 12 is important. Here we go. 999. Release. It's going to take willpower. Swift action right here. Like I said, this with the change. wealth. So this is getting ready to be sudden. You're entering a phase of expansion. The expanded came out before. I put those cards up, but expansion is another one that came out. So take immediate action toward your ultimate goals. Financial improvement is on the horizon. And by the way, someone has their eyes on you. Weren't we just talking about love? Love. Right? Willpower. Significant events are on the horizon for you. You will make great strides in your endeavors and gain invaluable experiences. The right people and resources will come your way. Did we not just have community sitting out here too? Confirmation. Embrace your journey towards greatness. The balance. Your current circumstances are ending. Opening the door to better opportunities. If you're facing significant changes, consider viewing your life as a series of cycles or chapters. Embrace this transition by making room for new experiences and welcoming fresh beginnings into your life. Feminine and masculine, above and below. Okay, what we got here? I got the family, guys. So this is keep it. Act on your idea. We say speak up. That life is showing always something new. It's because of your unique skills that this big significant change is going to come. That's what's happening. Yeah. I am so beautiful. You guys can check this out on Smooth. I am to be studied. You can put into words. Okay, listen, guys. Again, perseverance. Again. You have really persevered. You've suffered without complaint. Your grace without complaint. Your grace. Oh, man. You've been through endless cycles. You may find yourself repeatedly resisting certain truths, leading to feelings of exhaustion and limitation. It's time to decide to live authentically for yourself, embracing your passion by making this change. The world around you will begin to follow suit, breaking the cycle and fostering transformation. Yeah. I am body. Oh, okay, so here's to take 3 off the top. And we're going to get over to this other card. Okay. What we doing? They put it in the first, the second, and the fourth. All right, let's see what we got. Oh. That's what you are. All right, let's see what we got here. Lucky shirt. Look at that. Look at that. Look. I love it. Guys always like fun. Okay, so love, peace, hope, optimism. Pursue your goals and achieve what you desire. Your efforts will bring wonderful benefits to you and your loved ones. Your communication skills are improving, making it easier to connect with a diverse range of individuals. Embrace this time of growth and watch your relationships and projects flourish. What? Okay. Stand at the head of a podium. Catapult. Okay, a wonderful opportunity aligned with your life's purpose is approaching. When it arises, take immediate action. Look at that. Everything is aligning here. And it says it's going to be fast. When it arises, take immediate action to embrace it. Look at that. Remember what I said? Because the dough was in the backyard. The dough been sitting in the backyard for hours now. Right? Okay, guys, baby. Okay. Let's see. That note was off, guys, and I realized that. When it arises, take immediate action to embrace it. Additionally, a loving partnership or an epic romance may be on the horizon. Maintain your persistence and welcome the positive transformations coming your way. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. It's a wrap. 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 Okay? What else? What other surprise do we have here? Drum roll. 7779311. I wanna make a noise. Okay. You are having a hard time to really realize and accept the fact that you are as wise as you are. What did she say? What did she mean? You are so wise as a result of what you've been through. You've overcome betrayal. You've overcome so much. The love that you've acquired for yourself, that you have, and the love with your soul. You may not have all the understanding of the depth of the soul, but you have this connection with yourself, with the Spirit of God divine. 7779311. 7 times 3 is what? 21. Right? 21 is 3. 23, and then you might as well say, I like to use it like that. It's 3 again. Endless cycles. Twelve, 3, 3, 3. Important. This breaks down to 1331, which is, I'm sorry, 13. No, what? That's no. It breaks down to 12 and 21, which is 33. Sorry. Okay. So your unique skills is going to be quick. You need to give yourself more credit than what you're giving yourself. You have actually manifested so much wisdom as a result of your journey. What do we say? Somebody got to knock the ball out the park. So everybody that you consider to be bad in your life, they were necessary for your journey. It's not making an excuse. It's the real deal. It just is what it is. It is what it is. Life is different than what we have understood it to be, and that is what it is. All right. So, hey, it is what it is. All right. This is release the negativity that you're telling, the self-sabotage talk. Talk over it. Talk over it. Thing is absolutely perfect before the negative self-talk that you've conditioned and trained your brain, for some of you, to be in because of whatever negativity, yes, that showed up in your life that you were born into, or rooms that you walked into. All of it can catch them hands in terms of you let me go. For your peace of mind. For your peace of mind. That's what you want. Okay, let's flip it over. Hold your vision. Because you've been persevering for a very long time. 7 times 4 is 28. That's 10. That's the end of a cycle. End of the cycle of a belief system that you've been holding on to that you got to let go. It's done. It's done. It's done. On the flip side, this is 10, 11, 12. 6, 6, which is 12. Which is also back to that 33. See, everything in life and in your life is really balancing out. Perseverance. You persevere. Now is the time to shift your perspective on the challenges that currently dominate your life. That's why God wanted me to read that. It's the way you're looking at it. Let it go. Let it go. To achieve success, continue on your path with determination. Tap into your inner wisdom, because you do have it. And you will intuitively know the right next step to take. Let go of that old belief system. It's going to come in a way that you don't really expect. Because if you look at this, you're not going to look at this like what I just said. You look at that, that's 2, right? You look at that like, okay, that's 10, 11, 12. That's 12. And that's 7, 7, 7, 7. Simple as that, right? No, and then there's 7 people right there. So whoever that 7th person that just entered the room, yeah, it's perseverance. Perseverance. And act on your idea. You have something that's getting ready to really, really, really come through for you. So we see the numbers that are out here. So we're gonna do. Look what I tell you guys. This is just something fun. I want you to look up the comparison to tarot when we do these numbers on the clubs and all of that, because they definitely, it's like you didn't even know you were playing that, because tarot is actually, for those of you who don't know, and you're new to the channel or you're new to this type of community, what you don't realize is that tarot it's a story. It clarifies energy, and we are all energy. I know when I was going through depression, even when it came to me listening to messages from preachers and all of that, I still, look at that, 5 again, I'm telling you. It's about to happen fast. And this is 5 of spades. Look up the spiritual meaning. I want you to look, that's your homework. $55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, covered by the 11. Look up 11 and the number 55. Look at that. All right, I'm gonna put it right here. Oh, spiritual, right? Okay. Ha! I'm telling you. How you guys doing today? Hi. The synchronicities are real. Look up the spiritual meaning. Yeah, so that's what tarot, it tells a story. 9 of clubs. And the jack. Look up the spiritual meaning of that and ask what it is parallel to tarot. Study to show yourself approved. See, on this channel, I want you, because I always tell people, I tell my students and all the clients, liberty. We're not talking about, the liberation came out earlier. That liberty is that joker, the fool. You jumped off the bridge. Not literally. You jumped off into an endeavor that just seemed like you were crazy to do it. You walked away from what was comfortable because you knew that that's how you were being guided, and you avoided paying attention to what other people were saying, and you decided to step into your new. You're being liberated. End of a cycle. That's the end of that chapter of lack, chapter of all of the self-talk, self-sabotage, and all that stuff is done. It's done. That liberty is matching. I want you to look up. You can look up the spiritual man and look at this. 9, 10. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Look at that. 9, 10. You got the jack. Somebody, what I get there is somebody that's it's a free spirit. It's a free. The 9 of clubs, the jack of clubs. Well, you out there. 9, 10. Yeah. Yeah, and it's about to happen fast. Now, y'all see? You guys see that? I want you to check it out. Wait, look at that. 10 of diamonds. The end. King and queen of the hearts. We just talked about you getting ready to go into a loving relationship. So it's gonna happen fast. Whatever is getting ready to happen, it's getting ready to happen fast. And whether that spirit says it's actually a loving relationship. I started to say it was with your soul, but yeah, and it's the soul external. Look at that, 5 again. 5 of clubs. You see that? Yes. The song we're playing now is Cat Eyes. I said it's like a 10 minutes monologue. Literally, I was flowing for 10 minutes. One of those times, like as I said, I actually, I don't write the music. It comes out of me, and as it pours out of me, I usually just pick up the phone or whatever. I have to do something because it's coming out. It's like a woman being at 10 centimeters and it's got to come out. Okay, regardless of which, that's how music comes to me. So in this hermit mode, my writing has come out like that. But this came out like in a more of a, I want to say like a theater style. It was like a theater style. It's amazing. I think I will release the original version because I only produced part of the song because it's long. It's always something new. You know what? I'm gonna turn it up. Let's start from the beginning of it. We're gonna go right to the beginning so you guys can hear it. This poured out of me, and you know what? Before I let it rip, I woke up one morning and I have a picture of it on that day. It was in one of the places that I was staying as I went to this hermit mode, and I got up and I took some pictures because I take pictures wherever I had been staying during the time, and in transition, and I looked at the picture a little bit later and I noticed that my eyes were literally like cat eyes, like they were cat eyes, and it wasn't a pixel situation. It didn't seem, it was definitely the picture itself because nothing else on the picture in the picture had any type of I had to get some water, guys. Any type of change or unfamiliar type situation on it. And so I'm looking at it, and I was in awe of what I was looking at because I couldn't believe I was looking at what I was looking at. So throughout the journey of the hermit, as the hermit, there were many times that I took pictures and my eyes were different colors. Copper. I've had one that was very copper and then the other eye wasn't, but it wasn't the camera. It was the actual visual content. It was what it was. And so, and if you know, you know. So when I looked at that, I saw what it was, and I was just like, whoa, 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 whoa. And it was an energy that came out of it that was so profound. And the next thing you know, the urge that comes when I come into new music, etc., poured out of me, and I ran to get my phone and I pressed record. And this is the byproduct of that song, but I was able to produce quite a few different versions that I saw and heard in my mind and was able to compose. So yeah, thank God for the tools that allow us to be able to do that, because sometimes it's like you want to get it out, but you're waiting on somebody else, that you're having to trust somebody else to do it, when really divine had it in its mind only for you to do it. All right, because only you could see it how it was to be seen. Here we go. Let's go back. Wait a minute. All right, let's turn it up a little bit. Put the. And that, yes, that is me singing.
And notice that my eyes were cat's eyes. I am the embodiment of love, the embodiment of peace. I am the embodiment of protection. I am protected. I am mystical. I am independent and humans typically wouldn't know because I am. My eyes are cat's eyes, baby. My eyes are cat's eyes, baby. That's what you are. And one of the things that I realize is that no matter what, there's not much you can realize through the lens of somebody else's eyes. My eyes are cat's eyes, baby. My eyes are cat's eyes, baby. That's what you are. So it behooves me to stand in this phenomenally, amazingly experience the hiss of the serpent wisdom, the venom of the healer. Whoa, 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 whoa. Musical genius that stands at the head of the podium before the crowd. Catapult, catapult. Oh, my eyes are cat's eyes, baby. My eyes are cat's eyes, baby. That's what you are. Catapult you, catapult you, catapult you, catapult you. Before the stage, amazingly they would glaze, wondering who you were, amazed at how you perform. Grammy Pulitzer, autobiographer, movie director, screenplay, movie premiere. My eyes are cat's eyes, baby. My eyes are cat's eyes, baby. That's what you are. In my dreams, feeling these things, seeing the truth. Open my eye to the gloom. All I can see is phenomenally, faithfully, peacefully, awesomely. Abundance in every area of my life. Abundance in every area of my life. Eyes are cat's eyes, baby. Eyes are cat's eyes, baby. That's what you are. My work is to be studied, not just to be viewed or reviewed, but studied. It's a science, a science, a science, a science, a science. What did she say? What did she mean? A science, a science, a science. Bringing all the worlds together from all timelines and dimensions. Souls coming together, meeting collectively. I am a representation of all science, yin and yang. Feminine and masculine, above and below. I am mystic, I am beautiful, awesomely crafted, so beautiful. I am that I am awesome, I am so awesome. Does anybody know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? There's always something new. Do you know where she's going to? Mystical, beautiful, I'm so fabulous. I know that I am mystical, magical, beautiful. I am so awesome. I am so beautiful. I am amazing. I am beautiful. I move so smooth, smooth, smooth. I am to be studied. You can't put it into words. You.
All right, now, y'all. Isn't that amazing? I love it. I don't know. I am so excited because listen, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe to the music channel. We're going to have a lot of great music. I have a lot. I think I'm going to also, some of the celebrity interviews that I've done, which a lot really ties to music. A lot of them. I mean, I did music, government, officials, Congress, and different things of that nature, generals of countries and different things. But music has been a big part of my life. As a matter of fact, just to give you a backdrop, I myself, I planned to only do music. Okay, I submitted a lot of time to it in my 20s, all my life really. When I was 11 years old, I asked God if He would Bless my voice. I would sing it. I would do whatever you want me to do with it, right? And so I've been singing since I was a little girl. Yeah, 10 years old. I was on my first album when I was 13, and my interviews that stem from, oh man, a lot of influencers across all genres, pop, you know, R&B, old school. Yeah, so I plan on having that, and then just having some conversations and talking about the music industry. So we'll do some shows there, some live shows there, because there's a lot that you need to understand about the music industry if you're planning on getting into it. And there's more than one way to skin a cat. I've so recently, I understand. And you know what I like to say? There's more than one way to wear a hat. Okay, a hat can be worn in many different ways. And especially in the music industry, which is also, I say, music, real estate, and the street game, very cutthroat. You got to know what you know. Don't get in bed with anybody if you don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And even as it relates to the music industry, the same thing. You want to be able to be educated and to not be taken advantage of in the music industry. The interview that I had, it was a 2-day interview that I ran it 2 weeks, with Don Robinson. That was the first interview that came out where she told everything, and she talked about the industry in a way that the industry had not been used to. And apparently they listened to it, and people started interviewing her about it because they really talked about her because she stood up for herself. But now that's the thing. People are standing up for themselves and standing up for themselves in the music industry. But it's not an easy thing. And people, especially nowadays with the technology, you have to find out ways that you make it. And I'm going to tell you, the ways that it used to be, it's not that way anymore. It's just not that way. It's not the way it used to be. Because things are so easily accessible and manipulated in so many different ways. So to be your authentic self and to be guided is the way that you're going to be able to make it in this game or any game, okay? So, but, oh, I just noticed that. 10, 10, 10 is all over this table. I just put something on my nail, guys, because I cannot stand looking at it. I don't care if y'all don't care. I don't care. I don't like it. Okay, so 10, 10, 10. And this is 19, which is also 10. That's 10. 10, 10. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. This is 10. Let's clarify. What is this? 6 of spades. So I want you to check it out. I want you to look it up. I'm telling y'all. Just look it up. Look up what it means, like what is the comparable to tarot cards with these. I promise you're going to be surprised. You're going to be so surprised. Okay, so look, energetic clearing. Oh, I just realized that. Okay, y'all. Oh, this goes with that pile, this goes with that, this goes with that. Yeah. So anything that you're doing in life, understand that whatever you're doing, you have got to be guided in doing it. I'm telling you. Just because Mike doing it don't mean that you can do it. That doesn't mean that's your lane just because it worked for Mike. It might not work for you. And it's one thing for sure for you to sit up and go and follow Susie, Mary, Jane, and John down the road, and you find out that was never the road that your soul wanted to be on. Your soul was just rolling with you because it was in this lifetime with you. But that wasn't its plan. And you will find out because it won't feel good. Energetic clearing. During crisis, the Holy One herself may be emptying you of fear and attachments, preparing you to receive her luminous plan. You've been very persistent. Very persistent. This hearts. The lucky shirt, which is blessings. For those of you who are tripping on the word. Just blessings. Oh, you've had your hand tied. So if this is the end of the cycle, look at that. That 10, the 5-5. Your unique skills, and this, I'm telling you, this change is coming, whether you like it or not. Take on the wisdom, the divine wisdom that you have been given, that you have gained on your journey, on your course. Hold dear to it. You with your hands cuffed. The energetic clearing is for you because you've been tight. You've been holding yourself tight because you have been telling yourself you don't realize the wisdom that you have. You don't realize the wisdom that you're not trusting yourself. And I understand. You just don't want to fall back. You don't want to fall into a mistake or something. Look at that. Release this idea that you're not trusting your eye and trusting your intuition. Do an energetic clearing. Call back your power, blessed and transmuted, because somebody or people may be projecting towards you that's causing for you to feel a little stagnated or something. No, that's not your energy. Call back your energy, blessed and transmuted. Declare and decree that justice is served immediately. Let them know that they don't need to be coming to plan with you. Okay? But your willpower, 9999999. Each person's road to the inner Lord is extraordinary and personal. How liberating to listen inside and sense moment to the. So listen, your intuition. Release any doubts, fears, and unbelief about where you are and receive what God has for you. Because what God has for you is so amazing. This 6 of Spades. Let me see something. I'm about to turn this. I want to look up. First, let's look up the spiritual meaning of the number 6. Hold on. Because this is the only aisle where it's one card. I'm gonna look up number 6 and 6 of Spades. Let's see what they talking about. Okay. And the 6 of Spades. You see that? Do you see that? It says the 6 of Spades symbolizes transformation, spiritual growth, and the release of old patterns to embrace the new beginnings. I cannot. Look at that. Everything, this like seals the release. You will make great strides. Swift action. I'm telling you, it's about to happen real fast. It signals a period where reflection, mindfulness, and self-awareness are essential, guiding you to navigate life's shifts with hope and resilience. This card emphasizes that endings are not final, but are opportunities for renewal and deeper spiritual awakening. Again, you guys are listening to I Am Music Princess. Subscribe to my channel on YouTube. And yes, the singer is me. And the producer, songwriter, and composer is also me. It's there to inspire, entertain, and just lift you up. Lift you up, lift you up. Balance and introspection. The number of 6 symbolizes harmony and equilibrium, while the suit of spades is associated with intellect, analytical thinking, and mental clarity. Together, the 6 of spades encourages introspection, self-reflection, and the evaluation of beliefs, values, and actions. It invites you to step back from external influences, seek inner wisdom, and make informed decisions that align with your spiritual path. Spiritually, the Six of Spades can indicate karmic blessings. Did not karma was out here earlier? Where did I see karma? Yeah, that was out here earlier. This is amazing. This is clarifying everything we just talked about. By embracing change, women, it reminds you that challenges or periods of uncertainty are often catalysts for growth, helping you evolve into a better version of yourself. By embracing change, you can unlock personal potential, strengthen relationships, and align with your higher purpose. Six of Spades and the number 6 also means guidance for life transitions. When this card appears, it encourages you to release attachments and fears. This like seals everything that we've talked about that hinder growth. Embrace change as a natural and transformative process. Engage in mindfulness practices like meditation or journaling to gain clarity. Focus on constructive goals that support personal development and spiritual alignment. Summary, the Six of Spades is a spiritual compass guiding you through periods of transition, introspection, and growth. It emphasizes that letting go of old patterns, trusting the process, and seeking balance in life can lead to renewal, karmic rewards, and a deeper understanding of your true self. Isn't that beautiful? Huh? Exactly what we talked about today. All I can say is, amen. And it's the end of that cycle. Look at that. And this one is love. 1010. Divine source is the idea that no person, place, or thing is your salvation. One love is only love itself. God said no man will get the glory but God. Right? But God. Let's see something. Since we're on a roll, let's look up the spiritual meaning of, all right, the number 10 and, well, this is 10 of hearts and 10 of diamonds. So you'll be surprised, like we've been living under a rock somewhere. 10 of hearts and 10 of diamonds. This song I wrote in 1999. Like 1999. It's just not being done. Hey. All right. And look at that. The 6. Okay. So I could have put 6 in there and that would have been 12 and would have been a 3 as well. But, and which would have been 5 at the end of the day. They go a couple different ways. Number 10 in spiritual terms symbolizes completion, wholeness, and readiness for new beginnings. It marks the end of a cycle and the threshold into a new phase, often indicating you've reached the fullness of an experience and are now prepared to take initiative and bring ideas into reality. It also carries the energy of divine order, spiritual authority, and leadership. Okay? Encouraging trust in your inner guidance. Did we not say that about your intuition? I said that earlier. Like, you don't realize how far you've come, like how really far you've come. Okay? That's what we were talking about. Wow. Encouraging trust in your inner guidance and alignment with your higher purpose. 10 of hearts spiritually represents the culmination of love and emotional connection. The number 10 signifies completion, while the heart suit embodies love, passion, and emotional harmony. Wait a minute, guys. Hold on 1 second. Wait a minute. There we go. All right. I don't know what happened. Okay, so everything is just clarifying the love on top of that because that's what this is. The Ten of Hearts spiritually represents the culmination of love and emotional connection. The number 10 signifies completion, while the heart suit embodies love, passion, and emotional harmony. This card often points to a moment when two souls come together in perfect alignment, fostering deep trust, mutual respect, and emotional fulfillment. It can also indicate that your close relationships, especially family or supportive networks, are a source of joy, stability, and success. Spiritually, it's a reminder to embrace your emotions fully and celebrate the love and connection you already have. The Ten of Diamonds, prosperity, achievement, and transformation through change. We just said change fast. The diamond suit is linked to material and spiritual wealth, and the number 10 suggests that these gains come after completing a journey or leaving your comfort zone. This clarifies the whole everything. This card often appears when you're about to experience a significant shift, again, confirmation, whether in career, finances, or personal growth, that leads to abundance and victory. It can also point to travel, relocation, or opportunities that bring you closer to your goals. Isn't that beautiful, guys? I love what they say. I love it when a plan comes together. When together in a reading, the Ten of Diamonds and Ten of Hearts form a powerful combination. Prosperity meets emotional fulfillment. Look at that. The Ten of Diamonds brings financial or material success, while the Ten of Hearts ensures that this success is grounded in love, trust, and harmony. Look at that. This pairing suggests a period. Hey. Y'all don't know about that. Hey. They say, let's celebrate. Yeah. Yeah. I used to be first violinist 2 years ago. Yes. And on my dime, we won a national championship, and the group was able to go play for the president. I wasn't able to because my mom was in fear. She didn't want to let me out of her sight, so she didn't want me to go to Washington, and I couldn't go. And they didn't like that because I was the lead first violinist. So, but it was okay. I was still a part of the winning. Okay, so yeah, music is my thing. I am music. Detachment. With detachment, you finally feel whole inside. with or without the fulfillment of a particular desire. Ironically, that's often when it's fulfilled. So you've got 6 and a 4. So we've been looking. Hold on. Let's get back to it. Yeah, our other one, you have completion, new beginning, divine order, leadership, culmination of love, emotional harmony, family support, prosperity, achievement, transformation through change. A balanced, prosperous life where success is matched by deep emotional connection. That's what's up. That's what's in store for you, darling baby. Yeah. We're listening to my music. Yes, yes. Yeah. Yeah. I saw this as being one of the jazz tone, I call it new era jazz. Yeah. Off of Cat Eyes. I wrote, it's actually 10.17 minutes song, but it's not, well, the song, the song is broken up into parts, but the original is 10.17 and it was more theater style. But this is what came out of it. This is the vibe I felt. Yeah. You can hear my violin. I always say I'm gonna retire on the violin. I'm gonna have to go. Now I gotta go back to school. I have to go learn it again, but I'm sure I'll pick it right back up. Because according to my teacher, I was bad. Yeah, I am music, so. So we're gonna look up 6 and 4 of diamonds. 6 and 4 of diamonds, the spiritual meaning. Harmony, balance, and inner wealth. I'm just saying. Stability, structure, and foundation. Like you about to regain your footing, baby. What? This is what happened. This is what this is right here. Look at this. Let me tell you what you did. You detached. Went into that hermit to act on your ideas. And as a result, you went through a lot though. So much so that you've had, even coming out of it, you've had to, you want to be so, you don't have to be so cautious, but you're trying to be very, very, very cautious. But it say the 6 of diamonds and the 4 of diamonds. Now let me tell you, it came to me one day to look up the meanings of these. And so I never would have thunk it. Okay, but yeah, that's what it is. Look up the spiritual meaning of the 6 of diamonds and 4 of diamonds, and this is what we come up with. All right, that aligns with everything that we've done today. All right, 4 of diamonds, stability, structure, and foundation. That's like to tap it off after you took that leap of faith. Right, we're gonna look up the 9 and the 10 of clubs too. Because this is like over to the side here. So what are we talking about here? So right here, you acted on your idea. You separated. For your peace of mind. And for you to follow how divine was guiding you. And if you are somebody who's out there and you're questioning how you're being guided, don't draw conclusions on the conclusion, just go. That's how you get your feelings hurt. Because you go out there and you want to. Okay, listening and following the guidance is not necessarily easy, okay? Especially when you have not, and it's something different than what anybody is doing in your entire camp, okay? So you already feel some type of way, but you did that thing. You took that leap of faith. You persevered with grace. You went through it, and you've been through a hell of a lot. Divine is restructuring, and I mean suddenly it's going to come, like supernaturally and suddenly it's coming. For you to regain footing, order and responsibility, security and grounding, practicality and discipline, building strong systems and routines, creating a stable base for growth, honoring commitments and maintaining order in your life. All of that is being restored. All of that is being restored after a period of separation. it's being restored. Amen. It is so, right? Combined spiritual energy. When the 6 of diamonds and 4 of diamonds appear together, you may be receiving a message to build a stable foundation while nurturing harmony and balance. Use your inner strength and generosity. Support and protect your foundation. Maintain clarity and connection while aligning actions with your values. Don't lose yourself. Don't get hard because somebody hurt you. That's coming to me. In essence, the 6 of diamonds invites you to live with balance, compassion. Then the doe been sitting outside for hours. I should go over to the window and see if the doe's still sitting there. Coming with compassion, offering that opportunity of. So it started it off because the doe was in the yard this morning. I want to post some pictures. Sitting through the pink flowers as I saw it, with its, I call it its little friend, the black and white little bird, and the white butterfly that both showed up at the same time last Sunday. I'm just saying. So pay attention to the signs. Compassion showed up at my doorstep, and I knew that the message had to do too with my collective. Live with balance, compassion, and trust. First, trust yourself. Trust that you've gained the wisdom that you've gained. Trust it. It's okay, baby. It's okay. Know that you are still protected divinely. While the 4 of diamonds reminds you to ground yourself in stability, order, and responsibility. Be responsible about what you're doing. Together, they encourage a life where inner peace and outer security coexist. Amen and amen. Okay. So now, see, we got 10s all over the place. It's into the cycle. It's end of you doubting. It's end of you about to receive, and it's going to be quick. You're about to receive real quick. Real quick. And I'm just saying, it's real quick. So let's look this up. The last little part. All right. Hold on, guys. Hold on. The 9 of clubs. All right. Abundance and prosperity. Bada boom, bada bing. I ought to end it right there. Abundance and prosperity. Transition, opportunity, and the balance between abundance and practicality. God don't play. That was just the balance. There you go. Done. Personal growth and transformation. Intuition and clarity. Pay attention to your signs. Please subscribe to my music channel. I Am Music Princess right here on YouTube. New opportunities and practical action. Realization through effort. You're about to realize, as a result of your sacrifice for yourself, you took that leap of faith. You look like the fool, but you were never the fool. I love you. Wow. I just had to drop the mic. I don't want to, what they say, when it's done, when the message is done, it's done. We're not about to do a long 5-hour benediction. Amen. I love you so much. I choose to be guided. Join the fam, guys. I love you. Oh, man. That was just like, wow. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I love you guys so much. Wow. How you do this? I always do this.